Thank you for tuning in to this special edition of The Solution Is You. And today I have a very special guest with me today, my wife. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent, and I'm glad to have you here with me to discuss this very important topic. And so today's topic is, where are our real superheroes? And I know me and my wife, we are into superheroes. We do our best to attend every movie there is that comes out in regards to Marvel or DC. And my personal favorite universe is Marvel. How about you, baby?
I have to agree. Marvel has some of the best characters.
All right. And what's your favorite Marvel movie?
You put me on the spot now. I really don't have a favorite because there's so many different characters that display so much greatness. I haven't picked out a favorite yet.
Well, that's okay. I always enjoy every moment I have to attend a movie with you. And what was the last movie that we saw that was, I believe it was a Marvel movie? Was it Spider? Oh, it was actually the Thor movie, the
Yeah,
latest Thor movie.
yeah, it was. It was.
Okay, cool. So, again, our topic is, where are the real superheroes? Now, I know when I was coming up, Superman was my favorite. And I remember seeing Christopher Reeves, who played the original Superman, as far as the movie. And, it was amazing just to see someone on screen flying through the air. He looked really, really good in his outfit, the blue and the red and the theme song. I remember that theme song, which is a classic theme song. Do you remember that
Mm-hmm.
movie?
I do.
So when we talk about Superman, what comes to mind when you hear Superman?
For me, Superman is super. I mean, like a Superman. I mean, it's a play on words, but when I do think about Superman, I think about integrity because he displayed so much integrity, all of the strength and power that he had. He never lorded over people. He was never a bully. He just always stood for what was right. And so that was one of the things that I really admired about Superman.
Okay. I think most people, when they hear Superman, they think of strength. And, also, Superman was a noble person. So he always believed in making the right decision
Yeah.
in the toughest of times. And he always chose to uphold justice, regardless of whatever situation that he was in or whoever he was up against. So, Superman, the Man of Steel, stood for a lot of great things. And today, he's still one of my greatest superheroes.
Yeah. And he was one of the ones that you can say displaying how good always overcomes evil.
Yeah, you're right about that. And so I can't wait until another Superman movie comes out. So the next superhero I would like to showcase is the Incredible Hulk. Now, when I first took notice of Hulk, this was back in the 80s. I remember the old TV show that came out with Bill Bixby. And I tell you, this really what got me attracted to the Hulk character. Um, I know Bill Bixby, who played Dr. Banner in this series. Dr. Banner, he was always being pushed around. He always tried to stay away from trouble, and he always looked for work. And somehow he always managed to get into some situation in which, people always would push him around or whatnot. And you did not want to make him angry. So, baby, do you remember this TV show?
Oh, yeah. I used to love watching The Incredible Hulk. And I loved it when his eyes will start to turn. And then you see his body getting bigger and bigger and the shirt ripping up. And his famous line, I loved it when he was like, "You won't, let me see, you don't like me when I'm angry," or something like that. I know it was something like that, but um, you see the smart guy at first and then getting bullied, and then he finally stood up for himself, and Hulk was gonna lay them hands on you. You just did not want to mess with him.
Man, you couldn't mess with Hulk. I mean, anybody who's gonna bust out of some old school corduroys
Right.
with look like some penny loafers, I'd be scared too. But
Yeah.
Hulk. So when we talk about Hulk, what comes to mind when you hear Hulk?
He was a giant. I mean, when you think about his, well, his first character, I should say, and that's not the right word, but when you think about who he was before he got angry, you see this man who was smart. You see this man who was compassionate, who didn't want any trouble. But then he gets to the point where, okay, now you done made me so mad. I have to handle this situation. So when I think about Hulk, I think about someone that finally just got fed up and had to do what he had to do. And when you stood in his path, I mean, you getting destroyed. Period.
I tell you, as a child, being in school and personally being ridiculed for, different things as far as like the way I dress and things like that. I always thought back to the Hulk character. What if I had Hulk like ability to where, if I got angry, that I could get stronger? Because that's just exactly what the Hulk does. I mean, the more angry he gets, the stronger he gets. And so, Hulk also had a side of compassion. So, in particular, like once all the rage was released, he would get to a point to where, he would get very, very docile, and then he would eventually turn back into Dr. Banner. So he does have a side of him that recognizes individuals who are not a threat,
Yeah.
in particular, like women and children. So, I like that side of him. I like to see the raid side of him as it relates to handling the bad guys, but then I also like to see the compassionate side of him, which is something that humans can relate to.
Yeah, because he didn't mess with people unless they mess with him. So he didn't purposely just go around destroying people.
Right. Now, for our next character, I'll let you take point on this one, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Oh my goodness. Linda Carter. I remember as a kid watching her. She was just so beautiful, so classy, a strong woman. And I just really liked the way she carried herself. You know, and she was able to defeat evil as well, fight off the bad people that were trying to hurt other people. So Wonder Woman, this different gadgets she had. Well, it's not really gadgets, but that rope. Boy, I tell you, when she lassoed that rope and put it around you, you ain't getting free. So she was tall. I mean, she was just somebody that you can look up to and admire. Especially as a girl, as a female, seeing a woman on TV showing that kind of power and that strength. And at times just so humble, so unassuming. You know, she didn't walk around like she this big bad, I'm gonna dominate over everybody and take control. No, she just carried herself with such class and grace. And so yeah, Wonder Woman, she is one of the favorites.
Yes, she is. And I remember those old Wonder Woman episodes. And speaking of Linda Carter, I looked at some current photos of her, and I believe she's in her 70s, and she looks really, really good to be in her 70s. I mean, she still has that same look as she did when she was younger. And I know for that role, she had to stay in shape. And I know that has a lot to do with the way she looks now. So, I really enjoyed the Wonder Woman character. I enjoyed it then, and I enjoy the Wonder Woman character now. When I think of Wonder Woman, I think of her speed, her agility, and she's known for her morality, known for being a leader, and known for helping those who can't help themselves. So she is a true hero, in my opinion. So the next superhero on our roster is Batman, the Dark Knight. You know, the Dark Knight is a personal favorite. How about you, babe?
Not my personal favorite.
He isn't?
No.
Why not?
I mean, listen, all of the Batman movies that I've seen is awesome. I mean, I love the way he fights, what he stands for, but I kind of tend towards the old school. When I grew up watching Batman on TV, it was Batman and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And I love when those words came across that screen when they
Oh,
was fighting,
okay.
kapow,
Okay.
all that. So that's some of my favorites, really.
I like that those days. But I really, really like the Michael Keaton one.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. Yep,
I like the 1989 version.
he was a good
Yeah,
Batman
and that
character.
Batmobile was smooth.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that I really enjoy about Batman is when he's in that Batmobile. And so, that's really iconic. Those Batman movies from, 1989 and even the Dark Knight movies. Um, those are classic.
Yeah, they are. They are. Batman, for him to be so wealthy, he had a great attitude. He had a great the way he carried himself was awesome. And he always wanted to help people. So that's one of the things I really like about Batman.
Yeah, and when we talk about Batman, he's the world's greatest detective. That's what he's known for. And he's also known for his martial arts skills. So he's a great fighter. And also, he's known to uphold justice. So we can appreciate somebody who can clean up the streets.
Oh yeah. Fighting crime.
Yes, indeed. And so I believe me and you did catch the latest Batman movie, The Batman.
Yes, we did.
And did you enjoy it?
I did. It was different from all the other Batmans.
Now, how would you compare the Batman to the Dark Knight version?
Well, I think the Dark Knight version to me was better than the most recent because the most recent one it was a little grimy for me. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he was rough around the edges.
Yeah.
Dark Knight, he was more smooth with it, he had his rough spots, but when I had to compare the two characters, I would have said Dark Knight is the better one for me.
What I like about Batman, the character is seems like he has something for every situation, no matter what situation he gets into, especially if he's in a situation where he's captured or something like that. He seems to always have a plan.
Yeah, and I just want to piggyback on what you said. When he's captured, he always have a plan. I think of him like, yeah, nobody is defeating Batman at all.
Yeah, Batman has some superb martial arts skills too. And, I've seen him fight as many as 10 to 12 people at one time. So, you got to admire anyone who can, withstand a fight with that many people.
Yeah. And then the other thing I like about Batman is the different villains that he fought. You had the Penguin, you had the Joker, you had the Riddler. What's some other ones like? What was that? I forgot the other character, but no matter how smart they thought they were, and they thought they were outwitting Batman, never.
You talking about Bane?
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many.
it is a lot, but those are the few that stick out the most
Yeah.
because I remember them, especially like back in the day when the first Batman used to
Yeah.
come out. You had the Joker,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I just love that the antagonistic um, whole vibe. So yeah, he always overcame again evil. So y'all see a little theme going on how evil exists, but good always overcomes evil, no matter what.
And we can't overlook the suit, not only the Batmobile, but Batman's suit or suits
Yeah.
are nice.
Yeah. He was clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially when he let those his cape out when it's designed to appear to be wings and he
Mm-hmm.
flies through the city.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean he's an overall cool character. I mean, there's everything to like about Batman, and I can't wait for another Batman movie to come out. So the next character on the roster, Spider-Man. Everyone loves Spider-Man. The kids
Amazing
love
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. The amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man has been around for quite a while, and I'm a big fan of Spider-Man.
I know he's one of your favorite persons.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite. Now, has he always been my favorite? I think just over the years, especially when I was younger, it was Superman, then Batman, then Spider-Man. But now, that I see the type of movies that are being put out and the way the characters are being presented, Spider-Man is at the top of that list now.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? I wasn't really into Spider-Man that much when I was younger, but watching him now, especially the way Marvel has done some of the movies, I started to have a great appreciation for Spider-Man. And he's tougher than what I thought, because he was so small to me, and look frail almost. Like he wasn't. You didn't see all this muscular like with Thor and Superman. So I kind of downplayed Spider-Man, but as I began to watch him, I saw um, a really good side of him. How he was very caring and loving, and he again didn't fight unless he had to fight. All that strength that he had, he was able to hold it back and not just be so dominant. But every person he came up against, every foe, every enemy, even when it looked like he was losing, he always came out on top. So yeah, I really started appreciating Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to seeing another Spider-Man movie now.
And the kids are really into Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just a really friendly guy.
Yeah. Your neighborhood spider.
That's right. And his voice really appeals to the kids too. He has that very light, friendly voice,
Cause he would joke a lot.
non-threatening voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
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 joke a
jokes a
lot.
lot,
Mm-hmm.
and he does a lot of funny things. When the criminals are around, sometimes he does things to make kids laugh or whatnot. But you talking amazing. I feel like Spider-Man puts in the most work of all the characters.
And then speaking of Spider-Man, villains that he had to fight, all of them was so much bigger than he was, right? So I believe they underestimated him. They thought they was just gonna whip that little boy, because in their eyes, he had to look like a little boy to them. So that's the thing. They never saw it coming, and he always defeated them and triumphed over their evilness, if that's a word, evilness. So we're talking about superheroes and everything, but how does that relate to where we are today? What about the superheroes in our world? Are there any real heroes still left on this earth? I mean, I know we watch it on the big screen and we can admire them, but do we have people that we can admire today? So we really want to bring everything home and talk about how we can shape our world, reshape our world to reflect good, overcoming evil, to reflect morality, having integrity, good character, just like our superheroes that we spoke of, all the things that they displayed. We have the possibility on the inside of us to also manifest those different characteristics. So, what are your thoughts on this? Like, what do you think are some of the things that we can do as people to turn this seemingly sinking ship around and get it back on course?
The solution starts with us. I know there's a lot of things that are going on that a lot of folks are displeased with. For me, individualism is a huge issue. And what I mean by individualism, there's a lot of individuals who are only concerned about themselves and not the well-being and safety of others. And I mean, we can take something like being out on the roads every day. I mean, each of us have to get out on the roads. We have to travel, whether it's to see friends or family, or we're headed to work where we have to make a decent living, or whether we need to go to the grocery store in order to buy food for the family. And there's many people out on the road who speed and running folks off the road or whatnot, and these are selfish behaviors, and these are things that can get an individual killed. We see these things on the news every day. We see people get hurt, and we see people get killed, and these are things that change people's lives. And it's up to us as individuals to make sure that we're presenting ourselves in the best way that we can, and that we uphold integrity, and that we look out for others and treat others with respect as we would ourselves. Each of us were placed on this earth to do good and to help others, and each of us were gifted with talents and skills, and we should use those talents and skills to help others and to advance the world. We should never put ourselves in a situation where we're waiting on someone else to take action. We have all the tools and the powers necessary to put in the effort to make this place a better place for everyone. What do you think, baby?
Yeah, I totally agree. I believe that if we, as a people, begin to unite together and see value in one another, we could turn this thing around. I just think if you don't really know who you are, then you're lost and you're searching. But if we could really look into ourselves and see the awesomeness that's in each and every one of us and appreciate each and every person, because we all have value and worth. If we could all think that way and begin to see ourselves in a better light, I believe that we could have a better world for the next generation, and going forward. I believe there's still hope and we could make a difference in this world. And it does start with each and every one of us. And we can take our cues from each character we talked about, from Superman, from Hulk, from Wonder Woman, Batman, Spider-Man. They are some great examples to display on Earth now with humanity. I'm not talking about all the power and the fighting and everything. I'm talking about the integrity that they walked in, the morality, upholding justice, um, showing love and compassion and being noble. I believe we need to bring that back.
Well said. I hope you guys enjoyed today's message. Feel free to comment, leave your thoughts. With that, I'll see you on the next one.